Okay, so an unusual angle, right, sorry for my screen, I has clicked the middle mouse button so it was moving, and you don't even get to see that. Right, so, yeah, excuse me for the weird angle, it's like, I still haven't found a decent sort of angle for this setup, so it's sort of a bit weird, and yeah, I'm looking shit and haven't been exercising and blah blah blah, but shitty moods and anyway, right, so progress, trying to find a lawyer. I'm going to take these off because it's pointless wearing them. This weird angle is not really great for my neck either, and also I bet you're probably not really picking up on the microphone that well either. But I wanted to do an update on the millions of fucking lawyers that I've contacted, and no lawyers in the entire UK seem to be able to take on a judicial review against the council on a benefits case because, they either don't do civil law or don't do benefits or don't do legal aid or a million other excuses, right? So Cartwright King, when I called him out on Twitter, he said he'd emailed with some, and then of the whole of the UK could only find 2 potential lawyers, and contacted them, no response from them as yet. Irwin Mitchell won't cover. Right, so yeah, Cartwright King do judicial reviews but won't even look at the case. I mentioned counsel and tort, did respond after Twitter, suggesting some other lawyers who haven't responded. Irwin Mitchell won't cover the case as they claim they don't cover that area of law, despite the fact that they were involved in previous class action lawsuits revolving around benefits against the council, and they should at least look at it, but they don't want to because that's facts. Richard Buxton claim they don't work in this area of law. HJA.net claim they didn't work in benefits cases and I need a specialist in benefits. And a lot of these were on a list from a Law Society website, and they were supposed to be involved in judicial reviews for benefit against council. McGrath.co.uk claim they didn't specialise in this area of law despite appearing on the page, as I just said, suggested they did. Jarby Legal says he's retiring and didn't cover this area of law anyway, so yeah. Tucker Solicitors states they only work in criminal law, not civil law, even though they're on a page full of results for this. Kingsleynappy.co.uk don't undertake judicial reviews on legal aid, but they might perhaps have, didn't do legal aid, but they just said that they didn't cover legal aid, so, it's a pity because I don't have the money to cover the costs, but, maybe they're the closest that any lawyer's been, but, DGP, or DPG Law, .co.uk say they're unable to help and I should contact Shelter, even though Shelter aren't a law organisation, and it's a bit late now because I've finally been rehomed for fuck's sake. Leaday.co.uk or Liday, depending on who you are, say to look on the Law Society websites, even though that's where I found them, and they say they don't cover this area of law, as they all fucking do. And then there are even more that haven't responded or have contacted, and a lot of other things. It's just like, oh, for fuck's sake, how impossible is it to find a lawyer that will do a judicial review against the council when the council have clearly acted illegally and then, not compensated properly? And it's like, I need my justice. I need the compensation I deserve. I would rather have had the years of my life back, but they fucked me over and left me jumping through barriers, not getting rehomed, and then they've delayed, and then, but it's more than 14 months. So we got the right to delete all the information that was related to the case, even though it was an ongoing case, because under Data Protection Act we only have to hold it for 14 months, and it's like, no, well, you've deliberately delayed in doing anything just so you can delete all of this, and then it's like, but yeah, they're allowed to delete anything over 3 years old, and it's like, well, if they hadn't fucking left me homeless for 4 years instead of responded to my request to do this, and if they'd have just paid the due benefits in the first place, then it wouldn't be so fucking long, would it? It's the council's fault that it's been so fucking delayed, and yeah, who cares if I'm swearing? It's not like I'm monetised anyway. I need to find a better angle for my cam. It's really high. And yeah, it's just like, how fucking impossible is it to find a lawyer on this? And like, they know how impossible it is, and that's why they can get away with it. And the LGO isn't exactly unbiased, they're completely biased towards the council. So I just want my justice, and I want the stuff that I deserve. I shouldn't have been made homeless in the first place. I should still be in the home back there. I should still have all of my stuff that I had, and I should have had those years of my life, but they fucked me over. So there's complete proof of this case. So I just want a fucking lawyer that can do this and get my judicial review and get the justice I deserve. Is that too much to ask? So if any lawyers out there can actually take on this case and do the legal aid, then get in touch, because it seems like no lawyer in the entire UK, and perhaps no lawyer in the world, is able to take on this fucking case. And it would be nice to get media attention for this as well, but again, they just ignore you and don't respond. So yeah, it's like you're insignificant to the world. So they just don't care. They don't care that the government's allowed to get away with this shit just to save money for fucking austerity and ruin people's lives, and drive them to months of suicide attempts and then leave them homeless for 4 fucking years. No, that's perfectly acceptable, isn't it? That's the Conservative government you voted in, while Theresa May takes fucking holidays while the world's collapsing around her. Yeah, that's the government you choose. So, you might want to look at what sort of world you're creating here and what you're allowing these people to get away with, because I'm sure it goes far beyond me, and I'm just one that won't give up. I won't shut up until I get the justice I deserve, and I do deserve this justice. I don't deserve the injustice that they've treated me to, so I'm not going to stop until I get hurt, and until I get the justice I deserve and the compensation I deserve, because this isn't right, and I just want a lawyer that can fucking take on this case. Is that too much to ask? Anyway, I've got to go to hospital tomorrow and probably hear more shit. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Join us again for some more. Goodbye. And now the government's thing is to screw over people so that you can't actually have your housing benefits. When you're entitled to it, they will look for any excuse not to give it to you. For example, when I went to work at the festival for 1 weekend, I told them in advance I was going to work it, or I asked the commission if I could. They said, yes, if you fill out this special holiday form, then it will exempt you for that week, and then your stuff will continue from the week after. So I did that, fully declared it and everything. If I hadn't declared it, everything would be fine. I'd still be getting all my benefits now. But no, because I declared it, they wanted to put it in full investigation lockdown, so then they required 5 wage slips for one weekend of festival work where it's impossible to have 5 wage slips for. So I submitted what I had, proof of what I had worked and where I hadn't been working, and proved that I hadn't been working. So this was from August, and let's say this kept on till at least December, and then the housing association that I'm renting from wanted their rent, and they were in such a state of wanting it that even though I'd been on at the council, they wanted to take me to court for my home. So that's just what was going on from there. So I was being taken to court, and through talking to them about things and trying to sort it out with the council, they had the council admit that they were wrong and that they would actually backdate all the pay if I refilled in a claim, which I did. So I refilled in the claim, started it fresh, and everything was going on track. And then a court, the third time I had to go to court to try and keep hold of my home, and they'd said, yes, things are going fine, we're just waiting to hear back from the council, and they've said that they will do it and it's just been processed. But because this court date clashed with a date that I was due to sign on, all of a sudden they cancelled everything, and it just all got screwed up. So they completely fucked me over, and it seems like the new government scheme is to make people completely homeless, and that's how they eliminate joblessness, to keep people out on the streets. What's it matter if they die, because they're not officially a statistic anymore with writ off, they're not unemployed. What do we care? Obviously, they're going to try to forcefully evict me at some point. They've cut off my gas completely now, rather than just put stupid seller's tape across my door. So yeah, that's really helpful of them, just because I'm in adverse possession and not letting them do the annual service because, you know, they could try to kick me out. It's my home and it's the government that screwed me over, so